Hi, welcome to Grandma Lillian's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making a date coffee cake. The ingredients call for a cup of sugar and a half a cup of butter, so that's a full stick. We're going to cream those together and then add one well-beaten egg, a pinch of salt, a cup of milk, 2 cups of flour, and a heaping teaspoon of baking powder. For the topping, it said pit dates and cut in half. Well, thankfully today the dates that we can get are already pitted, so that step we don't even have to worry about. But I counted out 20 dates. It filled up a cup. So a cup of dates, or 20 dates, cut in half, and then sprinkle cinnamon and sugar on top of that. So I used a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon because it just felt right. So we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. But right now we're going to go ahead and cream the butter and the sugar. So I already have a stick of softened butter in my bowl, and I'm going to add the sugar and get those creamed together. It's funny that most of the recipes that I found of Grandma's were baking, because I honestly do not remember her baking anything. I know that my dad baked a lot of bread, and all of the recipes that I remember Daddy making that I found in Grandma's recipe stash were the same breads that my dad used to bake. So there will be a rye bread and the Christmas Stollen and some Schnitzbrot. Those will be coming at some point. All right, I've got the sugar and the butter creamed fairly well. Well, a little bit more. I think that'll do. All right, then it says add 1 egg, well beaten, and a pinch of salt. So here's my well beaten egg. And literally a pinch of salt. Probably couldn't even see that. And I'll mix that up a little bit, and then we'll add in a cup of milk and the 2 cups of flour. There's my cup of milk. Woo, it's soupy. I think I'll get some flour in there before I start sloshing milk everywhere. All right, I'll put in around half of the flour. Get that mixed up a little bit. And then add, maybe that was a third. Add another third of the flour. Get that mixed. I'll go ahead and get the baking powder in there. Oops. And then add the rest of the flour and get that all stirred up. All right. And then we're going to get that in a greased cake pan. And this time I just greased it with Pam, or, spray, non-stick spray. No lard this time. No reason, just because. All right. Kind of filling in some blank spots. It didn't get all that well mixed. I think it'll be all right though. Okay. All right. Now we're going to get this leveled out a little bit. And it says take the dates and sprinkle them on top. So we're going to do that. Again, I counted out 20 and cut them in half. Came to about a cup of dates. So just eyeballing it, it looked like that would be all right. If you don't like dates, you don't have to use them. I might use less than that because it's sort of getting full. Maybe 3/4 of a cup, maybe 15 dates. So I think that looks all right for coverage. And then cinnamon and sugar, sprinkle that on top. So it's not like doesn't have the crumb top that the traditional coffee cakes that we think of when we think of coffee cakes. But we'll see how this one turns out. My partner in crime will be happy because there aren't any nuts in it. He likes nuts. He's just tired of nuts in food. I don't think he really cares for nuts in food. Okay, so I got pretty good coverage on there. So that was a 1/4 cup of sugar. Oops, slid a little bit. So that's a 1/4 cup of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Didn't use quite all of it. Get a little more on the edges where I sloshed it, showing you. But the rest of that can go for a waffle topper or something like that. Cinnamon toast in the morning. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in a 325-degree oven for 45 minutes, and I will see you when it comes out. All right, so we're back. The coffee cake is done. It's got a really nice top to it. It took about 55 minutes, so a little more than the 45 minutes, but still I think it'll be good. It looks really good. It smells great. So let's give it a try. All right, nice little piece. Get a plate. It has a coffee cake look to it. Well, anything with cinnamon and sugar is going to be good. Anyway, here we go. Nice coffee cake look. Just not the traditional topping. It's good. I like it. First time ever trying it. I think if you're not a fan of dates, you could put walnuts or some other nut on top, pecans, whatever. And that would be an appropriate substitute. But I will put those comments in the description, and maybe you'll give this a try. Thanks for joining. See you next time.